Then, as soon as Blake Lively filed her complaint, Liz Plank was out. Instantly said she quit, show of support and solidarity with Blake after everything.
In the world of Hollywood, where fame and fortune often collide with drama and scandal, the public faces of stars may not always tell the whole story. Today, we're diving into a story involving some of the biggest names in Hollywood: Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Candace Owens, and Justin Baldoni, and the explosive legal battles and insider leaks that have everyone talking. It's a scandal that has rocked the very foundation of Hollywood's perfect public images, and it's only just beginning. It all started with an unexpected public clash involving Candace Owens, a conservative political commentator known for her outspoken views, and the A-list couple, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. On one side, Owens, an advocate for free speech and transparency, accused Lively's team of manipulating the media to suppress insider information. Owens, never one to shy away from controversy, didn't hold back in calling out what she believed was a coordinated attempt to control their public narrative.
And as soon as Blake Lively filed her complaint, Liz Plank was out. Instantly said she quit, a show of support and solidarity with Blake after everything dropped. And people began looking to it. And particularly there was this TikToker, Steph with the Deets, who had showed that perhaps the reason that motivated her to get on the side of Blake Lively without actually looking into anything, or at least speaking to her co-host and hearing his side of things, may have been, we have discovered since, a repeat sort of Ryan Reynolds psychopath strategy of essentially love bombing people, giving them roles they don't deserve in places that they don't belong, and basically pretending the best, most amazing friend, because the person that they're targeting and the person that they want to isolate is a person like Justin Baldoni connected to that individual. It's all about isolation. And so Liz Plank was a perfect person to go after because first and foremost, if you don't know anything about her, I had never heard her name before this scandal.
In recent weeks, sources close to Blake Lively have been accused of leaking false information to the press in order to control the narrative surrounding her personal life. This comes on the heels of mounting speculation that the Hollywood star has been dealing with a more serious, hidden legal battle, one that threatens to undermine her carefully curated image. Candace Owens, at the forefront of these allegations, has been relentless in calling out Lively's team, accusing them of trying to distract the public from these looming legal troubles.
Okay then guys, well, Ari Emanuel is a powerful guy in Hollywood and he has spoken out, so I guess case closed. As long as Ryan and Blake are being nice to billionaires, right? Why are we upset? Do you hear that? Oh, they're probably also nice to Oprah, I'd imagine, and Mark Zuckerberg. And hey, obviously they've been friends with Taylor Swift for 10 years. So clearly, if you have enough money, which Ari Emanuel does, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds will be nice to you. So what exactly is the problem here? All you little mom sleuths and everybody following the case and reading through the messages and seeing how horrific they are, reading the messages they sent, okay? Not imagining how they treated them, being able to read the messages, being able to see how they were speaking to people behind the scene, calling herself, oh, I could just, very powerful people ruin your life.
But the drama doesn't stop there. Ryan Reynolds, long considered one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, has also been pulled into this web of controversy. A legal document recently surfaced, revealing Reynolds' involvement in attempts to suppress critical information related to Blake Lively's past business dealings. These legal entanglements raise questions about how much control they really have over their public image, and what lengths they are willing to go to protect it. Enter Justin Baldoni, a Hollywood actor and director who's made his name advocating for more transparency in the industry. Baldoni, a known critic of the entertainment world's secrecy, has recently sided with Candace Owens, publicly calling out the Hollywood elite for what he describes as a deliberate attempt to bury critical stories in the name of preserving the perfect celebrity image. His public support for Owens has only fueled the fire of this already explosive controversy.
Because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was a really strange position to be in.
The controversy reached new heights when an insider, reportedly close to Blake Lively's team, leaked a private email chain between Lively's publicist and a tabloid reporter. These emails reportedly reveal attempts to manipulate media coverage of a critical legal case, with Lively's team allegedly offering exclusive interviews and other perks in exchange for favorable press. This leak has added a whole new layer of intrigue to an already complicated situation.
It looks like Blake Lively is tripling down on a gag order to stop Justin Baldoni from publishing all of their text messages. What is she actually afraid of here? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and we have some massive updates from the It Ends With Us legal PR battle between Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni. Before we get to this latest filing, I want to rewind a bit and remind all of you what actually is happening so far. Over the start of the weekend, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds accused Justin and team of the continuing smear campaign against them and doubled down on her gag order request. Basically, this document, which was dropped on the 24th of January, goes in to sort of say, listen, they're trying to demand that, as it says here, like just because Lively parties provided the New York Times with the otherwise confidential administrative complaint.
Candace Owens wasted no time taking the fight to social media. In a fiery tweet, she accused Blake Lively's team of orchestrating what she described as a Hollywood smear campaign aimed at silencing critics and controlling the narrative surrounding Lively's personal life. Owens' remarks quickly went viral, sparking a fierce debate about media manipulation, transparency, and the extent to which celebrities will go to protect their images. As the backlash grew, so did Owens' influence, with her remarks receiving millions of views and generating widespread attention.
2 days after Blake Lively filed her federal complaint in court, her CRD complaint in Los Angeles, her Sisterhood of the Lively Pants friends, actresses, America Ferrera, Amber Rose, Tamlin, and Alexis Bledel, I think is her name. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Anyways, they were her co-stars in a 2005 film, and they have maintained their friendship for years. They penned this long letter of support, essentially saying that, quote, as Blake's friends and sisters for over 20 years, we stand with her in solidarity as she fights back against the report campaign. Throughout the filming of It Ends With Us, we saw her summon the courage to ask for a safe workplace for herself and colleagues on set.
As the media frenzy continued, legal experts began weighing in. The big question, could these leaks and manipulation tactics lead to a court case? Is there a legal precedent for what Owens claims? Some experts argue that this could turn into a landmark case about public manipulation in Hollywood, potentially setting new standards for how much control celebrities can exert over their public images and the media coverage surrounding them.
People were sort of just noticing that Blake Lively was not the nicest person. Like, she was a mean girl, tone deaf, were things that were being called out. And just for sake of brevity, like the two big things were she was promoting her alcohol brand during a film that's about domestic violence, which was just a really bad look, given that most domestic violence is triggered by alcoholism. But she's, named one of the drinks at the premiere after the abuser character in the movie. It was just a really bad look. And then beyond that, people just got an attitude from her during all the junkets and interviews, particularly this one junket that sort of resurfaced where she and Parker Posey, an actress, like really were mean girling this poor junket woman who posted the video like, this is the interview that made me want to quit Hollywood. So there was just a lot of stuff piling up that made Blake not very likable. Yeah. And that's where I got in on when that started happening. And then Ryan was writing the movie, how host some podcast, masculinity, whatever, no shade.
As this scandal unfolds, the public's reaction has been mixed. Fans of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have rallied behind them, dismissing the allegations as just another Hollywood drama. On the other hand, Candace Owens' followers have applauded her for speaking out against the Hollywood elite, with some even going so far as to call her a hero for exposing the industry's dirty secrets. It's clear this controversy is not only dividing public opinion, but could have long-lasting effects on the reputations of everyone involved.
Because I also saw these comments on my last video. This is not the first instance that she has issues. Gossip Girl, Leighton Meester had issues with her, couldn't stand her. Armie Hammer was supposed to do a larger episode arc. He guest starred on Gossip Girl, being the love interest of her, and he had to cut it short because he couldn't work with her. A lot of the cast and crew has come out and said that she was super difficult to work with, and that was a show that she was on for years and years. And she starred in A Simple Plan with Kendrick, that movie where
It seems that Blake Lively and her team is in trouble because a video has surfaced in which she admits things that, well, are making her look really bad. Really bad. I'm going to play the video. I'm gonna play it her words, and then we'll be analyzing and see what does it mean for her case, and to decide if Justin Baldoni or Blake Lively, which one of the two is the bad guy in here. Because you know that at some point I heard the benefit of the doubt, and even if Justin Baldoni looks like a legit good guy, countless of times psychopaths all over the world have looked like a good guy and have fooled everybody. So let's watch this. TMZ, according to Blake Lively, she said, "I want to have authorship." You know what do you do in those instances, Blake?
With Blake Lively's upcoming projects, including a major film release this fall, the question remains, will this controversy impact her career? Similarly, Ryan Reynolds has already wrapped filming for his next movie, but will the shadow of these scandals affect its reception? Meanwhile, Candace Owens, whose influence continues to rise, seems poised to make even more waves in both political and media circles. As more insider information continues to surface, the public may soon learn even more about the behind-the-scenes machinations of Hollywood's elite.
It turns out that Blake Lively was caught on talking about how she manipulates people around her in order to take control of the movies upon which she works. Oops! Oops! That turns out to be a bad tactic. As I've said before, my first advice as a lawyer to all possible clients: don't do criming on tape. Criming on tape is stupid and bad, and don't do it. It's not a crime to do this, but it does make it look a little suspicious that you are using exactly these tactics against Justin Baldoni, apparently.
As these public feuds, legal battles, and insider leaks continue to make headlines, one thing is clear: Hollywood's carefully curated images are starting to crack, and the truth may be harder to hide than ever before. Stay tuned as we follow this developing story, where the line between image and reality becomes increasingly blurred.